What I mentioned before, if you're giving flexibility to your colleagues and employees, they're going to be flexible as well. So if there are times that you need to stay a bit later just to have an important meeting with the US team, they will do it. Or if the US team has to wake up 6 a.m. to have like an early meeting, they will.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the fourth and final episode of our Flextales series, which explores, of course, the hybrid and flexible working models in today's working environment. Today we're sitting with Peio, our head of growth marketing, and he has a very interesting angle to this, and we're going to explore that, and we're going to get into some of that. But first and foremost, why do you think having a flexible working model and a hybrid working setup is so important for both companies and prospects today?
Yeah, good question, Mark. I really believe the flexible time working, it's super important, and mainly because we all have different lives. You might have a daughter, I might not have a daughter, but I got family. We all have different activities, leisure activities, and we are all productive in different times as well, right? I might be the one that wakes up at 7 a.m. and start working, and I want to stop at 3 p.m. just to go to the gym, for example. But there is people that are more productive in the afternoon. So why not? What's the problem with that, right?
Is the demand then from employees and from team, you obviously have a diverse team, is the demand to have that flexibility? That's an important thing for them?
Absolutely. And I believe we all have to be flexible, right? We need to be flexible. So I got a team members based in the US, some other team members sitting here in Europe, and we all need to be flexible. So we need to have some core times where we all are working together. In this case would be like 1 to 3. So, but then if you're starting working later, or you're starting working a bit earlier, like that's totally fine. As I said, we are all different, and I think it's a really nice things that we offer prospects and employees to work wherever they want, whenever they want, and whatever they want. And this is very important.
Yeah, and lots of different things to unpack there. But first, how is it managing a team that's so international? As you mentioned, you have people in the US, 6 or 7 hour time zone difference. You have people here in Europe as well, in the office, remote setups. How is it leading a team of such an internationally diverse setup, given all this flexibility?
Yeah, I think it's about flexibility, right? So you need to accommodate the different time zones. So we got people sitting in Texas, for example, and we got people sitting in Boston. There is a 2 or 3 hours difference, right? And then if you compare it to Vienna time, it's like 5 hours, 6 hours, like depending like where they're sitting in the US. It could be challenging if there is no flexibility. But if there is flexibility, what I can do is like, okay, I'm just going to do this afternoon. I'm going to work today, Monday, I'm going to work from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. Let's do it like this. So I can put my whole day for the US team. Or I could do it the other way around. I could say like, okay, now I'm just going to focus on the European team. I'm just going to sit, I'm going to work like 9 to 5:30, and then I just overlap 2 hours with the US team. This could be as well. But this flexibility as well applies to the team members. Team members, they know that if they need to wake up a bit earlier or work a bit later, they're flexible. So it's that you give, but you receive as well.
And do you find that that's appreciated on all fronts? You don't really run into conflict with that. Obviously, there are maybe some situations where a meeting has to take place outside of an ideal time, but mostly everyone is appreciative of having this flexibility.
Absolutely. What I mentioned before, if you're giving flexibility to your colleagues and employees, they're going to be flexible as well. So if there are times that you need to stay a bit later just to have an important meeting with the US team, they will do it. Or if the US team has to wake up 6 a.m. to have like an early meeting, they will do it. And this doesn't happen every day or on a weekly basis. This is sometimes on project based, and this flexibility is really awesome. Like everyone really appreciates this.
Yeah, absolutely. So the other thing you mentioned, and I think you take advantage of it as well, is being able to work from anywhere. Yes. So obviously your team is international. They're working from a number of different cities and countries around the world. But we also are encouraged to take advantage of that as well. Obviously you have family back in Spain, and you'll often go over there and be able to work from there while, again, leading your team here and there. Mm-hmm. How important is that for you to be able to have the confidence to know that you can do that when you choose?
For myself, this is very important. So I'm just going to do a bit of retro on my previous company. I was working in London, and I needed to work Monday to Friday in the office. in the office. So I needed to go, if I wanted to visit my family in Spain or some friends, wherever in Europe, I would need to take my flight at 6:37 p.m., run to the airport, enjoy Saturday, and then Sunday, come back to London, right? So it was 1 day and a half, and this was so stressful. It was really stressful. And imagine now, I can go to Spain, I can go on a Friday evening, I can enjoy full Saturday, full Sunday, and work a full week from Spain.
You keep your productivity at its most.
Absolutely. And I'm happier because I can go, I can see my family, I can just get a bit of sun, enjoy the food, and I come back and I do the same. I can do the same here in Vienna, here in in the office, in my place in Vienna or in Spain. And talking about the team, so here in Vienna, in my team, they're sitting 7 people and no one is from Vienna. Everyone has families around Europe or even outside Europe. So imagine how important for these people is that they can go back home, visit their family, work at the same time, and maybe take 1 week holiday, 1 week work, and then come back. This is really awesome. And you don't need to use your holiday for this. You can go there, do the same that if you were doing here in Vienna, do it from Paris or Rome.
Find your place and go there. And also that keeps the morale higher. There's less stress. Like you mentioned with your London situation, that added pressure and added stress, that's not going to make you a more productive worker, but having the flexibility to go to Spain and be with family, work normal hours.
Exactly.
And you're in a place where you choosing to be surrounded by people you're choosing to be around.
Exactly.
Your productivity is going to be higher than any other situation.
I think this brings happiness in general. And we've got people as well that they're just not going on to visit family. They just go to Morocco for a week because they want to work from there and they want to combine it with a long weekend. That's fine. As long as you have Wi-Fi, you got internet, you can work for whatever you want.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't affect that end product.
Totally. And nowadays, I know my grandpa always asks me, like, hey, Peyo, like, you need to explain me exactly like, how do you work with the computer because I don't understand.
Yeah, it's so different than the past generations.
Exactly. They cannot understand, like, we can do the same everywhere with just a computer and Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
That's it.
You don't need extra stuff anymore. And it's even funny to think about how it used to be, even just a few years ago, with how well this works. It's funny that never came up previously.
Exactly. And just being able just to wake up and say like, today I feel like working from home. Fine. Do you know work in your pajamas? Work on your pajamas. Like, what's the problem? Like, what's the problem?
Your job.
It's not going to change anything. And it is great. And I have to say, it's great to come to the office. And we got this great environment in the office that we come once a week. We meet all of us here. We go to the kitchen, we have some coffees. We even have some beers after. And this is great as well. But it's great that we can combine it and we can choose when we want to be here and when we want to be home and when we want to be abroad as well.
Not to mention having the US team and your US colleagues come here for special events and have that full team camaraderie.
Exactly. I mean, it's amazing when we bring the US team here and then we're like a full week here and no one is saying, no, I'm going to stay home. No, they want to come here for sure because we want to be with the US team as well, right?
Fantastic. Well, look, it obviously doesn't affect productivity and it's amazing to watch you lead such an international team and encourage this, as being one of the leaders to really give the team members the confidence that Flex is good and Flex working is an important thing to what we do here. So keep it up and thank you for your insights and for the time.
Thank you very much for inviting me, Mark.
All right. And thank you so much, everyone, for watching this series. That's the 4th one. We're done and dusted with this, but hopefully you enjoyed all these little interviews and got a little bit of a sneak peek into how we promote flexible working and our hybrid working model. We'll see you on the next video coming very soon. Something new, something fresh. Until then, have a great day, everyone.